So the obvious reason is that if you don't ask, then you won't get it. So you might as well ask because you would be leaving money off the table, right? If you didn't at least ask. But the second reason that most people don't talk about is that you need to ask to see how the company reacts to your request for more money, which would, in your argument, in the case that you're trying to make, is that this higher salary would better reflect the value that I could bring to this company. So I'm going to ask you to compensate me what I'm actually worth rather than this, lowball figure that you're giving me. That's essentially what you're saying between the lines when you ask the company to raise their initial offer. So by the way that they respond to you is how you're going to be able to tell if that company actually has ethics or not, or if it's going to be the type of place that you actually want to work at. So, what do I mean by this? Let's say that the company says no, right? They're not going to raise the salary to your new request. Whatever reason, maybe they only have the budget for 45K a year, or maybe they just don't feel like you're worth raising it an extra 50K. The way that they convey that information to you is going to tell you all you need to know about the type of culture or mindset that the company has towards its towards its employees. So if they give you just a very like neutral, professional sounding, objective reason, such as, sorry, we only have 45K in the budget for this role, so take it or leave it. Essentially, I've gotten that type of response before and I've accepted those drops because it's not really about, I mean, of course, the ideal scenario for us as the potential employee is that the company is always going to give us the highest offer, the highest requested salary that we want, but that can't always happen, right? So if the company gives me a good reason, like a good, objective, respectful reason, like, oh, sorry, this is out of our budget, or we feel that $45,000 a year is more than enough to compensate for the type of work that we're asking for in this job description, that checks out for me, right? I would probably say yes to that company, even if they didn't give me the raise that I wanted right from the get go. What you want to avoid, though, is the company that responds to you in a gaslighty way or any type of verbiage that undercuts your actual value. So, with this particular company that gave me that offer, I think it was just for it was for like a market researcher position. I asked them for a little bit more money. And they come back to me saying that, well, to be honest, like this and this skill of yours, it's actually not up to par. Like basically, we were doing you a favor already by extending you this offer. So it's kind of like, you shouldn't, how dare you even ask for an increase in salary? Like, this is kind of comical to us. Like, the way that they phrased it was that it's not your place to ask for more money. Which is bullshit though, because like if you extend me the offer in the first place, that means that I already meet your requirements, right? So if you're gonna come back and try to gaslight me and try to belittle me, right? Belittle my value as a worker by saying that, oh, well, your qualifications are actually not up to par. Even if that were the case, that would still be on the company. Like, what's wrong with you guys that you're extending offers to people that don't actually meet your criteria then? Seems like you're just upset and you don't want to give me the higher salary that I'm asking for. But if that's the case, then why can't you just say it as a normal professional human being? Why do you have to say it? Why do you have to lace it with phrasing about how I don't actually deserve this much money and how dare I ask for more compensation than what was offered to me initially? So if you get that type of response from a company, I would strongly, strongly advise you. I understand that sometimes people are in desperate situations and they have to take what they can get, but I would strongly advise you, if you have other options, which I'm telling you right now, you do, you always have other options, okay? There is never a single company or entity or person that holds the key to validating you or your worth. It's all only coming from within you at the end of the day. Okay? Baby girl, I am cooking today. So yeah, if a company replies to you in that type of a manner where they're trying to insinuate that, you shouldn't even be asking for this type of a raise, or we're already generous enough to offer you a job, like why are you asking us for even more money? I would advise to turn around and run as fast as you can away from that type of company. Or the equivalent situation with a person, right? Like a man that you're seeing or a boyfriend. Hell to the MFing no. Okay. Because who the fuck are you to tell me what I do and don't deserve? You, as the other party in this transaction, are only authorized to speak on what you will or will not do, right? So if you're not willing to give me the salary that I ask for, state it in a neutral way with the reasoning that this is why on our side we can't give you what you want. Do not try to come at me with some type of gaslighting, manipulative bullshit like, well, you're actually not worth this much. So I don't know what got into your head to ask for more money. Or this usually doesn't happen, right? Like most people are very happy with this offer. I'm not sure why you're asking for more. Any type of bullshit like that, girl, no.